What's up, party people? It's crazy out Kane here with the man right here, Corben Sharah representing. As you know, he's an awesome BMX racer. He's a professional, but he's also doing his own thing now. He's got his own frames. So we're gonna talk about it. We got a prototype here. He's gonna talk about it, let us know all about it.
Yeah, we've been a few months, but we've been on the prototype. This one is kind of spec to me, but we call it the triple. This one's a triple XL. I went from a 21.75 to a 22-inch top tube.
Nice.
Kind of went back to the standard 11.5-inch height bottom bracket. I generally run my rear end at, I think it's 15 and like 3/8 is what I keep it at. So, I mean, that's where that's at. That's pretty standard, you know. Did that, and yeah, I've always, you know, been into the engineering side and just all kinds of manufacturing aspects, no matter it be hot rods and all that stuff. I've always been interested in that stuff. So
right,
when the time came for me to kind of branch out and do my own thing and kind of put together a good group of guys at home that that were into the same thing. You know, one of my really good friends is an engineer at Raytheon at home and does a lot of their mechanical engineering, and another good friend does a lot of fabrication and welding, and it was like, and I did the racing, so it was like, hey, let's all get together and kind of do something here. And I wanted to be able to control things my own, you know, without having to call somebody and be like, can we try this? Can we try that? And then there's a waiting period. It's like I can kind of control things from the beginning to the end, and then try some different things lengthwise and at some different angles, different bottom bracket heights, and do some different stuff to where we can kind of do some testing and try to find what's optimal even for me, and then bring some kids on here in the near future and kind of see what's best for everybody. So that was cool. That was something that I thought would be super cool, that I could kind of head and be able to do that. So like I said, I'm super blessed with being able to start this venture and kind of get it going, and slowly but surely, you know, kind of little bit at a time. You know, everything's on God's timing, not my timing.
Right.
A little bit at a time. Like I said, we got the prototype here, and it's just going to keep getting better. And like I said, kind of do some testing and put out a good product is kind of what we're going to be about.
Nice. Well, I like what you got going on here. So tell me some of the special features that you put on here. I see the rear dropout definitely is a special feature.
Yeah, it's kind of did a play on like what Mabo was doing, you know, just a little bit of a solid kind of one place dropout. With this one has chips where it'll be there's different settings of the chip. It'll be offset where it'd be either forward or backward, and then you got a middle setting. There'll be that, and we also do have another dropout that's coming out that'll have the slider on it. It'll be the same base, you know, it'll have this same milled machining on the outside, but the whole contraption will be to where there will be a lever here that you could turn that'll spin, and then that'll slide that dropout forward and backwards, kind of like your normal dropout. So there's a couple different options we got going on, which I think is pretty cool too. You know, it'll just be specified by the customer. You know, hey, we want to run the solid with the I don't have the tensioner on here, but the tensioner generally would screw in here, and then it would put tension on the chain.
Right.
But with me having it set right at that 15 3/4, and that's how it was made, it's literally, the chain tension is exactly where I need it without even having anything on there. So that was pretty cool.
What gear ratio are you in?
This one, I think, is a 44.8. It's 45 teeth, so basically a 45/16.
You also have the unique here crossbar here on your
it's
seat
a
stay.
pretty standard brace, you know, nothing crazy. And on the newer ones, there'll be some engraving on there with some design. And then another really, I think to me the best feature is kind of, I guess you'd call it a yoke, is that whole piece is machined with the bottom bracket.
Oh, so it's all one piece.
It's all one piece all the way till you're just, the tubes are just welded there instead of doing that welding right on the back of your bottom bracket.
Right.
So it definitely is made for ultimate stiffness through that bottom bracket, and I love it. And it's just, that was the main piece, I call it the bicycle, that kind of sets us apart from anybody else. Is that yoke right there, and it's got a cool CNC design in it, and it was something that kind of, you know, when you see one of these on the track, you're going to know, hey, that's a Divine right there with the way that bottom bracket is. So
you know, it's funny how you know, people say, well, how much can you do with just two triangles and stuff? And every time people come up with new things, and this is something definitely new that makes you stand out and adds on to what we already have as far as BMX frame designs. It's really cool.
There's a ton, you know. It's, to me, possibilities are endless. I love innovation. You know, any of the brands that try something different, try something new. You know, I respect it, and we're all learning from each other, and that's what I love about the sport. You know, and everybody's still kind of one. We're all doing our own thing, but to kind of innovate and kind of grow and see new things, and you know, that's what we're here for. So.
Hell yeah. And I like the way you have this hydroforming bend that you have here. This is different, where it goes wide and then it goes thin up here, it seems like, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the way we did this bike as well is if you look under it, the tube kind of actually goes under the bottom bracket.
Oh wow.
Create a little bit, a little bit more stiffness rather than being mitered right around the front of it. It hugs the bottom of the bottom bracket.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. And also, I also like how you have the gusset kind of like integrated in a way. Yeah. Like, you know, you bowed it out a little bit there.
Yeah, that was part of the hydroforming, is just the way that tube is formed. Yeah. Kind of gives you a bit of a gusset look.
Yeah, so there's a lot of unique features on here that's really cool. Ovalized top tube here, which is also pretty is different for this whole combination here, which is really cool. And then you got the badge in the front. Tell me about the badge.
It was, that one came together. It's actually my wife created that thing, and it was a bit of our culture. You know, you got the saguaro there that's blended in with the cross. You know, so we're blending a bit of our faith with home, where we grew up in Arizona, and where the brand came from, where the bikes are being made, and it kind of went with a bit of a jump too, like how you got this almost like a lip here, right? And in the background, it's hard to tell with the way this is, but you kind of got that, and then there's a kind of a road dash, kind of representing all aspects of bikes. You know, some people jump, some people ride on the road, whatever. But yeah, it's all kind of, everything is about bicycles right there, and then where we came from and our faith in Jesus. You know, so that was what that was, and we wanted to put that on every bike to just give thanks for, you know, this sport and life and everything, and kind of spread that word. So
that's awesome, man.
That's what that thing was for.
I really like the frame. I really like the message behind it. I also like some of the innovation you got on there, and you know, looking forward to see it grow.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Appreciate it.
What colors do you have planned for the future production?
We can do anything. You know, that's where we'll be a little bit different, is even sizing. You know, we can completely custom make a bicycle. Like I said, we build each one of them for the customer from the ground up. Right. When you order, we don't touch anything till somebody orders a bike. Obviously, we'll have the head tube and everything machined, but the tubing don't get mitered and anything until somebody orders a frame. So
like made to order more.
Yeah, everything is made to order, and it'll be, colors are completely custom to whatever you want. We can do exactly what the customer wants. You let us know. We have links on there that'll take you to, we're going to use prismatic powders, which you can do either Cerakote or powder coated. And we have the links on there that'll take you directly to all the colors that the customer will fill out a form on the site, and it takes them right to the color site, and they can go, I think there's 5,000 colors or something like that they can choose from. So that's awesome. You'll pick the base, which is the base color of the frame, and then the decals are also in the paint rather than being stickers. So you'll pick the two colors that you want. Or there's another complete custom option where you can get engine turn, you can get any kind of art you want, and whatever you can choose and whatever you can think of, we'll be happy to help and create something that'll pretty much be for life for somebody's dream bike out there on the track.
Let us know where we can find, you know, Divine.
Yeah, divinebicycles.com.
Divine Bicycle, and on Instagram and everything, same thing?
Yes. Corben Sharah with divinebicycles.com. This is the prototype Ascend. Check it out at sugarcane.com.
Yeah.
Back to you, Billy.
Yeah.